Hello, Professor. I'm Chen Yizhao from China. Today, I'm going to defend my II study for my master's degree in Stanford International University. My advisor is Dr. William, and my project name is Thailand Higher Education Recruitment Agency, and I'm gonna to fund this company called Jintai Education. So for the background, lots of students, Chinese students, wanted to study in Thailand and or other countries because the overseas degree has a high competitiveness in China labor market. So for this era, I gonna to fund this company as help the student to study in Thailand. So next, please. We can see the catalog of my I study. And this first is methodology. Second is business description, and third is industry and environmental analysis, marketing plan, operating plan, and management plan. In the end of this study, the financial plan will to show how my business flexibility. Next, please. In this slide, I'm going to show this industry's background. Due to COVID-19 pandemic, the Chinese Ministry of Education removed the policy which they said before, and that is they has a limitation of the student must study in overseas destination. So due to the policy removing, lots of students can apply the overseas universities as a diploma promotion. And on the other hand, Chinese students focus on the Southeastern Asia countries, and particularly Thailand is a popular destination owing to the culture and geographic and cultural advantage. According to the data statistics, nearly 8,500 Chinese students were enrolled in Thai higher education as 2017, and this amount of students is increasing year by year. So the Thailand is becoming the Chinese student preference which wanted to study overseas area. Methodology. In this study, I'm going to show you what methodology I used. The study utilized qualitative research which focuses on how people feel, what they think, and why they make certain choices. Furthermore, this study utilized the Likert scale to figure out the customers' preference and demand. Simultaneously, this question survey on Likert scale to people in Sichuan province aim to research the relationship between the people's preference and the impact of the marketing. The student study overseas business involved 400 respondents. Why in Sichuan province? Because my hometown in Sichuan, so I am familiar with the Sichuan province situation. In this slide, I'm going to show you how I calculate the necessary sample size as the respondents. According to the Statistics Bureau of the People's Republic of China, and Sichuan province population now is 83.67 million. It means there are 83.67 million people inhabit in this province. It's hard to connect all the people's data, so I set the Israel 1992 this formula to calculate the necessary sample size. Finally, it equals 384. But to be convenient, I set the respondent sample as 400. And sampling technique, I use the questionnaire via the TikTok and QQ WeChat. It's a daily apps of the Chinese people. It's easy to hang out my questionnaire as well. And accuracy data. These secondary data will use for the research analysis. So I collect the data from the previous study and journal and the scientific publication and etc. Data collection method, in order to achieve the study objectives, I use the evaluation questionnaire apps. It's convenient because it can hang out my questionnaire and make my questionnaire, and it's very important. It can help me to analyze some variable in advance. The data collection instrument, I use SPSS software to work out the currency analysis result to analyze the different the relationship between the different the variables. The limitation, of course, the language is a limitation of this study because lots of Chinese people, for my respondent, cannot read English questionnaire, so I need to translate it to Chinese, and maybe it will cause some the human errors. And my respondents' education level are also different, so it will cause some problem inside. For Jingtai's products and service, first is universal professional analysis and majority analysis solve the customer troubles. The second is life and academic assistant which solve the customer and their family troubles. These problems above are the most concerned elements for the customer and the families. In this side, we can see the Jingtai service. This is the service menu. The first is a professional consultant and a university application, as I mentioned before. And for language tutoring, so because Thailand is not an English-speaking country, so some students need to study some Thai language. It's good for the living in Thailand. So the company will support the cheap the course for the learn Thai language. And for house rental, everything is strange for the customer when they go Thailand first. So we have an assistant to help them to rent a house with good location. And academic assistant, we can company we will support the academic assistant from the some professors or some student who good for the study. And the supplier power, the company suppliers are relative with online platforms, university, high schools, and the tutoring agency. The online platform, you can see the logo. This is they are TikTok, WeChat, 小红书. We have the editor, and they will make up this content, interesting content to release in these platforms, and through via the contents which attract the fans to follow or a page. So others as offline campaigns. Offline campaigns I have mentioned before. We have the universities and the schools and the tutoring campaigns. They will touch the students directly. Third is buyer power. In that case, the marketing plan is the most important chapters of this study, and I show the objectives on this side. The first is funding the TikTok account and growing it to 50,000 fans by the relevant information share and advertisements. In addition, Zhihu and Xiaohongshu are important factors. The two platform fans will grow them to 10,000 each platforms. Those goals can be accomplished in 1 year. The objective 2, the same the cooperation agreement with 2 universities, 4 high schools, and 4 tutoring agency. The objective 3, the establish student partners to assist the recruitment. Result, we in this part research fundings to support marketing mix the decision. We divide the 4 aspects for the customer segmentation. First is demographic segmentation, and second is technologic segmentation. Third is the behavioral segmentation, and next one is geographic segmentation. As below slide C. In this slide, I'm going to show you the segmentation analysis. The first one is demographic segmentation. I divide it to 2 parts. First is ordinary workers, and second is Chinese students of high school, vocational college, and ordinary bachelor group. The first one, ordinary of the worker. As I mentioned before, because of the intense competition in China, degree is one of the biggest threshold of the high salary job and job promotion. Therefore, most of the office workers try to find the reasonable methods about the degree promotion. The second one is the Chinese student of high school, vocational college, and ordinary bachelor school, as well as ordinary office workers. Reason they will overcome this threshold via the job via the degree promotion. So overseas degree is popular, and customer psychological segmentation due to the current China employment situation analysis above. Customers use the field actually about limitation of the degree about job application and job promotion. Most of them find the channels automatically about the degree promotion. Customer behavioral segmentation. Customers experience more dysphoric. They desire to find a correct channel to promote their degree. Customers prefer to focus the information for the website, social media platform. In that case, releasing the valuable information online can attract more the customers. And the customer geographic segmentation. The current culture, as study mentioned above, enter the cities in China exists in the phenomenon. Particularly, most of big cities such as Beijing, Shanghai, Chengdu, each are the phenomenon performed extraordinary hours. As the table showed, the budget category for two part and one as website as of Baidu. The cost per month is 10,000 and cost per year is 120,000, and TikTok data follow as 5,000 per month, and cost per year is 30,000 per year. And marketing budget others as are the demo campaign is for the offline, and cost per month is 10,000. Cost per year is 120,000. And relationship maintain it cannot to estimate. But I set the set the value as is 250,000 per year. We control this cost. But in China, it's a different culture. Maybe sometimes we need to use more, but sometimes you need to use anything you can do well. It's up to the relationship of administration and others organization, for example, universities relationship. Yeah, and the promotion is 5,000 per month, and cost per year is 60,000, and one online review and influencers is 8,000 per month, and 1 year is 96,000. Totally, we will use 676,000 for 1 year. This cost for a marketing budget. In operating plan chapter, we're going to explain how the companies operate for this business. Before the Jintai opens the door, this chapter will outline the entire task and their cost which should be completed. And the date for the opening ceremony has been scheduled for the June 3rd, 2022. And the table below highlights the major events that will be carried out. As the slide says, the pre-venturing operating plan, there are some activities. Some activity we can see in the Gantt chart. Most of the activities should to run the whole year, but some of them just be used. Some months, yeah. And the business aim at online and the online platform and website are most important for marketing plan. In addition, some of the costs will include about online ads such as TikTok data follow and Baidu and other social media platforms. Because this line the process into the two parts. First is online campaign, second is offline campaign. The online campaign or editor to make up the interesting videos or whatever to into the social media, and some the social media users and or fans to focus on or use the interesting content. They will get some information from the content, but they want to know more the information further. They can connect with our recruitment staff, and once the customer wanted to apply the Thai universities, they can our staff will switch them to consultant, and finally we will help the customer to enroll the Thai university successfully. For the demo campaign, and we open the demo campaign in the university high schools, and we have the lecture and to introduce the Thai university informations, Thai programs and Thai programs and Thai lives, and some of the interesting what the interest in and the content to attract the customers and students to connect with us further, and we will support more the information to them and attract them to sign the agreement with the company. Then our consultant will help them to enroll the Thai university for study finally. In this section, I got to plan. I will start from the ownership structure, and the Jintai's ownership structure would be the partnership, and the shareholder A will be possess 60% equity, and others occupy the 40%. Owner A is my occupy the 60%, and owner B will occupy the 40%, and owner B will be in charge of the operating plan. And due to the marketing strategy among it exists the administrative relationship of high schools and universities. Because as I mentioned before, the owner B has a relationship in the university because his father is the headmaster of the Chengdu Normal College, so he has some relationship in administration and universities. And the operating manager is in charge of the establishing the relationship between the schools and the companies. Office manager should have the expertise of the education policy and type experience. The responsibility divided into the two parts that will create more the value of the company. For the organization structure, we can see the office manager A is me, and operating manager B is for the partner B, and editor, consultants, Thai staff, sales managers. We make these groups together. And as a chart see this organization chart, the operating plan manager is owner. They manage the editor and sales managers. And office manager is consultant and Thai employees. Because I am familiar with Thai situation, I can and some relationship in Thailand, so I can manage and find some Thai employees. So I'm in charge of this responsibility. And break-even analysis. This section will provide the relevant parameters such as profit margin and ROA, RE to measure how the efficiency of the company use its asset and manage its operating, calculated as below. And we can see the gross margin is 69.4%, and the breaking-even point as the type should. And the return equity and the return on asset is 44. And for the chart, we should finally the break even as the number said. And this is the figure of the break even, because in this study it calculates break even per unit is 0.5. break even is 50,056.6 Thai baht. Based on the unity increment is 50 units per 6 months. Hence, it can work out the approximate pro rate of the break even is 2.7 months. To emphasize, industry is different with other wholesales and retail industry. The data of break even just can be referenced because it's a high profit. In the end of the slide, I should to appreciate all the professors. Thank you for your teaching and give me the knowledge. It's my prayer to be your student. Especially, I should to thank you for my advisor, Dr. William, and because of his help, I can make up this study successfully. Thank you very much. And I wish to thank my mom, and because my mom has support, I can go to Thailand for study the master degree. And I think I cannot say more because I don't know how to speak in English, because not of the sense now. And finally, I should to thanks for my Dr. Sutat, because he gave me some idea about this study. Thank you very much.